the security situation, the killings going on here and there, which you all have cried out and spoken up about. Well, the Senate also did talk about that. They brought it to the attention. They raised it to where it ought to be, talked about as much. Well, let's give you that, and we'll take it from there.
Situation of 1 week, one trouble. Last week, about 40 students were killed in cold blood in Mubi, Adamawa State. This week, a video was on the net showing the gruesome murder of 4 young men in Umuokiri village in Alu community, Rivers State. The sheer brutality in the video shocked many. The mother of one of the victims, Mrs. Chinwe Biringa, wrote a petition to the Senate President. Excerpts of the letter, which was addressed to the Senate President, reads, "My name is Mrs. Chinwe Biringa. I am the mother of Mr. Chiadika Biringa. What did my son do? What did the other 3 young men who died with him do? The film shows everything in clear view, and all the perpetrators must answer for their crimes. We want justice. Those who murdered my son must face the wrath of the law." Senator Ayo Agweze brought the matter to the floor of the Senate.
Condemns the dehumanizing manner in which these 4 persons were stripped naked, marched along like common criminals, battered into stupor, and eventually coma in a most horrifying display of callousness ever captured on celluloid, before setting them ablaze.
Other lawmakers also condemned the killings.
People were actually there laughing, jeering, and generally taking pictures of other people who were being slaughtered. The poor have stopped killing themselves. They are now scaling up. In Mubi, children of the elite have been killed. We are now speaking up because the profile of the victims are beginning to change. And if nothing is done to stop this, we are going to have what you call a coalition of the oppressed. And then the state will be in trouble.
For some lawmakers, the time is ripe for Nigerians to revisit the structure of security organizations in the country.
Every time we raise this issue, that there is no federation in the world where you have only one central police force providing security for everybody, all kinds of comments and responses will come.
I have said this before, that I was against state police before, but I've since changed my mind. And I said so the other day. Because the actions, the frequency with which so many crimes happen in this country, and the difficulty that the current police has in carrying out their investigation means that there are real security challenges that we need to address.
The Senate asked the police and security agencies to fish out the perpetrators of the crime, including the spectators captured in the video, and try them for murder. The House of Representatives, in a separate resolution, condemned the killing of students in Mubi and Alu and called on the Inspector General of Police to ensure that the perpetrators are arrested and prosecuted.
One is tired and sick of coming here to lament after dastardly acts that takes the life of young, innocent Nigerians have taken place.
We are now in a position where we must call on the law enforcement agencies of this country to stand up.
Lawmakers summoned the Inspector General of Police to brief the House Committee on Police Affairs over the 2 incidents in the next 1 week. Linda Akibe, Channels Television News.
That's what we're focusing on this morning, and Mr. Frank Mbat joins us now. He's the Force Public Relations Officer. Morning, and thank you for joining us, Frank. We do know that, yes, briefings have been going on by the police, by you, about the latest development on this. But for the avoidance of doubt, and for those who may have missed some of those, just bring us up to speed. What's the latest development now on this matter?
Good morning, Chamberlain. and the rest of other of our colleagues down there in Lagos, and good morning, viewers. You will recall that as soon as Inspector General of Police, IGPM Abubakar, returned from his official trip to Turkey, he did instantly promise Nigerians that the perpetrators of the gruesome murder of the 4 UNIPORT students in Alo will be fished out by the police, and they will be made to face the full wrath of the law. And of course, following that promise, the police has since intensified investigation into that incident. As I speak to you, we have arrested a total of 23 persons who are one way or the other connected with that crime. Yesterday, Rivers State Police Command did parade 13 suspects, including the traditional ruler of Alu community, and other 3 persons who have since confessed to the very clear roles that they played in that incident. Of course, some of them were also identified very positively in the video clip. Shegu Lawal was positively and clearly identified in the video clip. So also is Ikechukwu Amadi, as well as David Obada. Of course, there are still a couple of other persons that we're looking out for. We're still in search of Savior. We're still in search of Johnny. We're still in search of another Ikechukwu, and a couple of others that had been very seriously and deeply implicated in our ongoing investigation. I will also very quickly want to clear the air on the report about a police officer that was said to have been implicated in that unfortunate incident. Yes, indeed, an ex-police sergeant, because he has since been arrested, he has been tried in an orderly room, and he has been dismissed. An ex-police sergeant was returning from work. In fact, 2 of them were on their way back from work when they stumbled into that incident. And one of them, very professional, went to the crowd and pleaded passionately for the crowd to release the suspects to them. But of course, there's yet another one who went on a frolic of his own and indeed encouraged the crowd and the mob to go on and join in the frenzy. We identified him. His name is Lucky Oji. He has since been arrested. He has since been tried. He has since been dismissed. And in our culture, in the emerging police culture of promoting transparency in our operations, he was indeed among the 13 persons that were paraded yesterday. The IGP did promise that impunity at all levels, no matter how highly placed you may be, will not be tolerated. We will not engage in any form of cover-up, and that's why that officer, that ex-policeman, will be dealt with in accordance with the law. As I speak to you, 13 persons will be charged to court today, and indeed that man will be among those who will be arraigned in the courts of law today. I also want to very quickly say that the challenge that has to do with issues of jungle justice and mob attack is not something that is peculiar to Nigeria alone. It's one of the challenges that security agencies worldwide have been facing in contemporary times. Whether you are talking of South Africa, you are talking of Kenya, you are talking of Jamaica, you are talking of even United Kingdom. Recently in Jamaica, the Gleaner newspaper did report the gruesome murder of a 43-year-old man whose house was set ablaze, and even his sister also badly injured. What was his offense? His younger brother was alleged to have kidnapped or have stolen some kids. There was no evidence to prove that.